Hadn't had one of those for a while in here. A lot of points being scored. They hit some shots tonight. They really scored the ball well, obviously. Try not to overhype Jaheed Carson because he's an opponent for the game, but he's awfully good. He's an awfully good freshman. And he had a great game. Kept him in the game tonight. Him and Jonathan Gilling with the shots that they made. Arizona State, which is very typical of a Herb Sendek coach team. They just never quit. They never quit. I always say, I remember his first year they were 1-13 or 0-13, and those guys went out and played like they were playing for the championship. And it's just how his teams play. So on our end, you know, our young players did a heck of a job, but a lot of guys did. Sean Kemp, wow, he played obviously his best game as a Husky. So did Andrew Andrews. Those guys were really good. CJ wasn't able to knock his shot down, and in absent of his ball going in, those other guys stepped up and did a great job offensively. People will walk away talking about that, but the big man in the middle was huge tonight in more ways than one. The last play, the block, the big free throw, he was 7 of 8. He just did a tremendous job. He's so glad we have him. 21 of 22 from the foul line made a big difference, obviously.
Were you expecting a breakthrough like that from Sean?
I think if you guys remember, for a long time I've always talked about Sean Kemp as a low post scorer was a really good option for us, and he had 12 points against Arizona, and he comes back with 18 again tonight. So those are the things that we envision Sean Kemp doing. Now he probably has a little more confidence. So hopefully he can come out, play a little closer to that level all the time.
Was there a conscious plan to run at ASU as much as you did, especially early on?
I'll tell you, our plan every game is to run. We play a lot of teams that play deliberate basketball. I watched Oregon today. We played against Oregon. I know they run, push the ball. It's 58-54 out on the road against Cal. Cal plays a lot more deliberate. Arizona State tries to push it and does. And so we're two teams that want to push the ball, and that was the result. I still think we have to do a better job defensively if teams don't push it like that.
So it wasn't that you actually had to create it, it was the way the game...
That's how we practice, that's how we play, that's what we talk about all the time, pushing the basketball. Teams do a good job of getting back on us, and if defensively, if we can't impose our will and create turnovers, we don't get in transition in open court as much.
Besides, I mean, is the way you won maybe more encouraging just to win after something like this? Because the fact CJ didn't take a shot for 16 minutes, and you're still 52 points in the half, and things like that, and the guys that needed to step up did.
I'm ecstatic that we won. I'm going to go against the grain about how I usually am, glass half full. We can't afford to keep playing games if we're not going to defend better and expect to come out on top. Yeah, I'll take it. If we'd held them to 20% loss, that would have been worse. So we'll take it for sure, but we just have to do a better job on the defensive end, like we were doing earlier. Like we did against Arizona. We played a better job against Arizona, did a better job defensively against Arizona.
Jaheed Carson, you had Suggs on, you had Wilcox on him.
Suggs actually probably did the best job of all, but he, you know, a little bit the same against Wazoo. First half, pretty good. Second half, I think he scored 21 points or something like that. And tonight he scored 22 in the second half. He is a very poised freshman, very poised freshman. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
The inbounds pass, what happened?
We failed to throw to the open receivers.
That was 2 5-second calls tonight, right?
The other one didn't get it in, but the second one didn't throw to the open receiver. Actually, first time we didn't throw to the open receiver. Sometimes taking the ball out, you wanna make, they're starting to hedge out a little bit, and you're thinking, if he hedges a little more, I'm gonna hit the guy slipping, and all along, your receiver is open. And sometimes that's what happens, we get a little too smart for our own good, trying to make that home run pass and passing up the easy ones that are there. That's what happened on both of those.
On those, that peel out on the second inbounds, how many times does that play go to the fourth peel out in practice or even use it in the game? I mean, they were peeling off individually and that's what took the 5 seconds.
Yeah, usually, we get it on the second one. But they played CJ up, so we said throw over the top. If you play him up, they played him up, CJ.
Coach, you pulled
Sorry.
yet, oh, I'm sorry, you pulled Abdul after the lob. What was it that?
Had nothing to do with the lob.
Didn't have it.
He had 4 fouls at that time, and we just, made a substitution. Had nothing to do with the lob.
On the last play from ASU, you wanted to do what with that, with Carson at the top of the key, and you're up to?
When he drove,
Yes.
we wanted to make sure we kept him in front. We wanted to make sure that Aziz was in position if he drove to defend the on-ball screen. And we wanted to make sure we went over the top of the ball screen, because if we went under, he could hit the jumper.
Last one.
You had 6 in double figures and you scored 96 points. Is this kind of a game that you want, even though you don't have the defensive performance tonight? Was this what you would take moving forward as kind of like a confidence builder, or?
We could play like this every game offensively. We'd be in business. So yeah, we'd love to be able to do that, but a lot of teams in our league don't allow that type of game to be played.
All right. Thank you, everybody.